what is this? This is the Sound Symposer, and it's one of two methods that Porsche uses to improve the sound in the cabin. It's supposed to enhance the experience of driving your Porsche, but does it really? In this episode, we're going to explore this and the Soundaktor to see how they work, as well as how to disable them. If that's your thing, keep watching. Most car manufacturers these days are putting some sort of sound enhancement in the car, and oftentimes it's sound through the car's speakers. BMW pumps in fake engine noise to the speakers, and honestly, I don't really like the sound of it in the few BMWs I've driven. The Cadillac does something similar, and actually I do appreciate it. I think it sounds pretty good. Now, Porsche has vowed not to pump in audio through the speakers. They have two other methods, although one of them is arguably kind of like a speaker. And some purists really don't like this. They feel that it's fake, artificial, and they just want to hear the real engine noise. The problem is, sometimes there isn't much engine noise. So in this episode, first we're going to explore the Soundaktor, also found in Audis and Volkswagens. Then we're going to move on to the Sound Symposer, like my GT4 has. If you're here just for the Sound Symposer, go ahead and jump to this time right here. All right, so this is a 2018 Cayman GTS. It has the 2.5 liter turbocharged four-cylinder engine, and maybe Porsche thinks that four-cylinder engines don't make enough noise, so they put quite a bit of sound enhancement in with what's called the Soundaktor. The Soundaktor is an electronic device, and it's sitting between the seats behind the carpet, and really it's not much different than a speaker, except it only makes low tones and vibrations to sort of make you feel enveloped by the sound, right? Well, it turns out that a lot of Cayman owners aren't really happy with that sound, and those that don't like it really don't like it. But don't take it from me, let's ask an owner. This is Curtis, he owns this little racer. Curtis, what did you think of the sound when you first started driving this car?
You know, I kind of come from a four-cylinder background, Subarus, and I had a long time 914, so the four-cylinder sound, you know, I kind of like it. It's obviously very different than a six, but the sound, you know, it is what it is, but I've never heard it without the sound tracker.
Thankfully, it's an electronic device, so all you have to do, folks, is pull the power by pulling the fuse. Let's go to the back of the car and I'll show you how to disable it, and then we're gonna go for a drive. So the fuse for your Soundaktor is found back here in the corner where there's a bunch of other fuses, and it's really easy to find. Let me show you. Just remove the side panel by grabbing from the top and pulling away. It's just got a couple clips. At the very top right or the rear of the car, you'll see a 7.5 amp fuse next to these two 5 amp fuses. Pull it. You might consider saving it in a little baggie like this and taping it to the back of the panel. So since this is just a fuse, if you don't like it, just put it back in. Now, it's not known to create any check engine lights or anything, but maybe at a deep scan at the dealership, they might see, oh, the Soundaktor is not working for some reason. And you know, all you got to do is put this fuse back in if you want to go back to the dealership and you're worried about it. But honestly, I don't think that they're going to say anything. Now, Curtis, I've never heard the Soundaktor in action. My car has the Sound Symposer. So do you think we could go for a drive and hear it and then maybe deactivate it and then see what it sounds like then? And
Absolutely, let's check it out.
Yeah, we'll share it with the viewers, and hopefully everyone understands what the big deal is here. All right, let's go for a ride.
Okay, so I'm gonna put it in sport.
Yeah, already just listening, you know, it sounds like a Subaru Boxer engine, and
It is.
that's a great sound. I think I can hear it. Right here, there's just this just deep sound that's added in, and it kind of comes in and goes out. apparent to me, but not absurd. However, I do sense artificial. Oh my gosh, so it absolutely comes on with the sport exhaust button. No exhaust valve could come on that quickly. And then I can click it off if needed, and it certainly makes a difference. All right, we've got the fuse out. Let's go see how it sounds. There's definitely no change with the sport exhaust button in this case. So if there is any change, it's probably only on the outside. Curtis, well, thanks so much. It was cool to finally see what that people are talking about. I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but you know, to each their own, and it's easy to pull a fuse to see if you like it. So let's get back to my garage and we'll learn about the Sound Symposer in the GT4. Thanks, Curtis.
Thank you, Daniel.
All right, see ya. Now, for those of us with the 718 GT4, Spider, and the 4.0 GTS, as well as 911s, Cayennes, Panameras, it seems the cars with the bigger engines don't get a Soundaktor, they get the Sound Symposer. Here's how it works. According to Porsche, this is not a speaker, but rather a sort of sound path, a line for tones consisting of a plastic hose with a gas impermeable membrane. You don't want all those vapors coming into the cabin. As soon as the driver hits the sport button on the center console, the flaps in the Sound Symposer and the Helmholtz resonator open to allow unrestricted flow, intensifying the natural sound of the Porsche engine. Now, when I took apart the Sound Symposer, there were no wires attached, so the flow of air connected to the Porsche sports exhaust button must be controlled elsewhere, but the valve on the Sound Symposer is definitely going to open with the appropriate amount of throttle. Now, I like Porsche's organic approach to this. They just want to give you a pathway from the engine to the inside of the cabin because it's well insulated. You are hearing actual engine noise. Sounds good to me, right? Well, some people still don't like it. So I wanted to answer a few important questions about the Sound Symposer to see if I wanted to get rid of it. Number one, can I hear the Sound Symposer in action in the car? Number two, when is it actually putting sound in the cabin? Also, is it contributing to drone in the cabin, especially when I use my Track Nanny, which is a valve controller, to force those exhaust valves open? Because there's a lot of extra drone, especially between 2,000 and 3,000 RPM, and I was hoping maybe if I get rid of this thing, some of that drone will go away. Sound Symposers can't be disabled by pulling a fuse because remember, they're not electronic. Some companies like Soul and Fab Speed Motorsports produce a Sound Symposer delete kit. And it's basically some rubber caps to cover up the holes after you've removed it. Soul has this one for 15 bucks, and then Fab Speed has this other one. It looks a little more OEM, but it's 50 bucks. But honestly, you're not exactly popping the hood for anyone, are you? But before you go off and buy anything to delete your Sound Symposer, there is another way to get it to stop putting sound in the cabin, and I'll tell you in a bit. So I did some driving around to see if I could figure out the characteristics of the Sound Symposer. This is what I found out. Number one, I can definitely hear when it activates. I'm gonna let you listen, but I do suggest listening on something with good speakers, not your phone, but just in case, I've added an audio spectrum analysis so you can see exactly what frequencies the Sound Symposer is hitting and how it's louder than normal. Here's the audio spectrum analyzer. Pay attention to the green sector. That's where the Sound Symposer is kicking in. Did you hear it? It's a very slight distorted noise at the top of the range. Now we'll do it with the Sound Symposer off, and you'll notice the levels don't go quite as high, and it doesn't have that sharp, edgy tone at the top. Lastly, we'll layer both of them on top of each other, and you can look at the spectrometer. The faded line is the one with the Sound Symposer, and you'll see that it peaks higher. Now, just like in the 718 forums post, SN Rubel said that the Sound Symposer doesn't even come on unless the Porsche sports exhaust button is turned on. And that is definitely true. However, even then, it doesn't come on all the time. If you don't already know, activating the Porsche sports exhaust button doesn't open the exhaust valves 100% of the time. In fact, they're open at idle and just a little above idle, and then around 2000 RPM, the valves close again and they don't open again until 3800 RPM, at least on the GT4. This to me is likely due to drone, because when I force the exhaust valves open in that zone, there is quite a bit of drone. The Sound Symposer does kick in right about when the exhaust valves open, 3800 RPM. However, they don't do it all the time. You have to have at least some moderate to heavy throttle. Sorry, I didn't calculate exactly how much, but light throttle isn't going to get the Sound Symposer going. And if it does, well, I can't hear it anyway. Lastly, I use the Track Nanny valve controller to keep the valves completely open all the time. How did that work with the Sound Symposer? You might think, well, the Sound Symposer was on all the time. No, it wasn't. The Sound Symposer is vacuum actuated, so you've got to have enough intake going on with enough throttle to get it to activate. So even with the valves forced fully open, the Sound Symposer didn't activate until pretty much above 3800 RPM with moderate or more throttle. And if you keep the Porsche sports exhaust button off, even though the valves are forced open at all times by the Track Nanny, the Sound Symposer won't activate. So if you don't want to hear it with your valves forced open, that's how you do it. But if you want a little extra tone, pushing that button actually does something. So here's a good example. I'm driving with the exhaust valves forced full open, but you'll see me turn the sports exhaust button on and off, and you'll clearly hear a different tone. Listening on speakers with a good low end, you'll definitely hear it. Having a valve controller, you think, oh, that button doesn't do anything. It does. It still activates the Sound Symposer in the appropriate range. So remember, one of my questions was, if I have the valves forced full open for that great extra sound using a valve controller and delete the Sound Symposer, will I improve that drone between 2,000 and 3,000 RPM? Based on everything I just told you, the answer is no. Because the Sound Symposer doesn't kick in unless the sports exhaust button is on and with moderate throttle. So this isn't going to solve my drone problem with the valves forced open, so that's not a reason for me to delete the Sound Symposer. Now, if you want to delete it because you don't like that sound in the upper registers, you don't need to remove the Sound Symposer, folks. There's actually a much easier way to deal with it. You see, the Sound Symposer sound comes right here through the carpet, through a hole in the sound insulating foam. All you got to do, folks, is clog up that hole. Either put some foam in the Sound Symposer outlet or just add some foam to the sound insulation here, and you will not hear it. It's the exact same thing as not having a Sound Symposer at all. So don't worry about getting in your engine bay. Just pull off the two plastic trim pieces where the seatbelts are near your shoulders, this crossbar here and the plastic, and one of the B pillars so you can peel back the carpet and get in there and stuff it with a little bit of foam. That's it, folks. No reason to buy Sound Symposer delete kits or get into the engine bay. Simple as that. Well, there you have it, folks. The truth about the Soundaktor and the Sound Symposer. I'm sure most of you are going to be disabling your Soundaktor, but the Sound Symposer, I think, is a little more subtle. And for me, I see no reason to delete it or stuff anything in this hole. I kind of like the sound, and it's only present when you turn on that Porsche sports exhaust. But most importantly, do what you want to do with your car. All right, folks, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, show me. Hit the like button. If you really want to show me how much you like the channel, hit the super thanks button and contribute directly. Otherwise, I suggest you subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of future Porsche content. Thanks so much for watching the Jet Fuel Only channel. We'll see you next time.